Good evening and welcome. This is a regular meeting of the Princeton Planning Board on May 5th, 2022. Pursuant to Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of the time and place of this meeting has been given by prominently posting the amended resolution of regularly scheduled meetings of the Planning Board of Princeton for February 2022 through January 2023. A copy was filed with the Clerk of Princeton on January 7th, 2022. Legal notice on the adoption of said resolution was published in the January 14th, 2022 edition of the Princeton Packet. Notice of this meeting also has been posted to the municipal website, princetonnj.gov/calendar. Pursuant to Executive Order 107, due to the ongoing state of emergency in New Jersey regarding COVID-19, notice that during the declared state of emergency, all regular and special meetings of the Princeton Planning Board will be held electronically via Zoom, was transmitted to the Princeton Packet, Town Topics, and the Times, and was filed with the Clerk of Princeton on April 8th, 2020, and again on January 6th, 2021. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. During hearings on applications for development, members of the public will have an opportunity to comment and ask questions. Public comment is heard by the board after an applicant's representatives have finished their presentations and have been questioned by planning board members and staff. Those wishing to comment orally should virtually raise your hand by clicking the hand icon at the bottom of your screen, or if participating by phone, by pressing *9. Oral comments will be taken in the order in which hands were raised. We ask with respect that members of the public express your views in 3 minutes or less. Inappropriate public comment containing obscenity, hate speech, or relating to matters not before the board will be muted. Carrie, will you call the roll, please?
Ms. Capizoli,
Here.
Mr. Chow,
Here.
Mr. Cohen,
Here.
Mr. McGowan,
Here.
Mr. O'Donnell,
Here.
Mr. Quinn,
Here.
Ms. Sachs, Mr. Texarney,
Here.
Mr. Taylor, Mr. Boddigheimer, and Mrs. Wilson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
So I'm thinking that since several of us are not here, I'm wondering whether they may be having trouble joining the meeting. Do you see any of them in the sorry?
No, I do not see him as an
attendees
attendee.
in the attendees section. I'm
No.
sorry, that's what I was searching for. Okay.
Madam Chair, I might suggest that understanding the what's going to transpire in a few minutes, some may have decided they weren't needing to attend.
It is possible. Okay, well, we'll go right ahead then with announcements, and with Mr. Cohen sort of teeing up. I think something important for members of the public to hear early on is that we, when the time comes, will be opening and then carrying to a future date the hearing on West Windsor real estate. Mr. Muller or Mr. Purcell, do you want to say anything more about that before we get to that item on the agenda?
Well, why don't we hold off until we've opened the hearing and
All
do
right.
that?
Good.
I do have just a brief announcement I'd like to make if I could, just to
Sure.
remind the board members that they should not text other board members or anybody else during the hearings.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Lesko, can you give us a quick update on master plan update activity? You're timing yourself.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. You only have 2
That's
minutes
the-
and 50 seconds. Come on.
As you can tell, we had to work around getting a timer, and the way we did it was by putting a Post-it on my camera. But here I am. I'll be less than 3 minutes. Just a quick update on the master plan. We're moving along finally, and we're ready to kick this thing off. We nearly have all of the seats filled for the master plan steering committee. And our first meeting will be the week of the 16th. We're still figuring out the date. But we'll be sure to give everybody here and everybody, members of the public, advance notice of that. It'll be on Zoom. It'll be open to the public. And then we'll discuss just introduction to the master plan, the meeting schedule, what it might look like, and all those things at that meeting the week of the 16th.
Okay, and well before that meeting, I will send a note to all board members with the names of everybody that's serving on the steering committee. As Justin mentioned, we are still waiting to fill a couple of last seats, but the planning board will know before that committee convenes who is on the committee. Tim, did you have an update about the ad hoc committee?
I did. So the ad hoc committee that's been charged with investigating alternatives to the former site plan review board will meet tomorrow and with the planning office for the purposes of scheduling the public meeting. Hopefully we'll be able to come up with a date before the end of the month, and we'll talk about next steps. Those meetings are closed to the public, but the session that we hope to get a date for coming out of tomorrow will be open. We will be seeking public input on that. So after that, we will have a series of recommendations in a report, and the timeline will be clearer after tomorrow's meeting.
Great. And Mr. O'Donnell will be taking minutes of that meeting and distributing them. Looking at you, Owen. You may not know it, but I'm looking at you.
I can tell.
There is no one better qualified than Mr. O'Donnell for
Well,
that.
The
thankless
appointed
task.
scribe, I do what I can.
That is a singular talent. All right, great. Thank you. So as part of our last announcement, I'd like to introduce or move and then read or share the pleasure of reading a resolution of appreciation for Michael Laplace's service to our board. So I'm gonna start that right now. Whereas sound municipal planning is the foundation upon which healthy and vibrant communities are built. And whereas Michael Laplace, AICP, PP, served as planning director for the municipality of Princeton from January 2019 to May 2022, leading his staff with a steady hand and good judgment. And
Whereas I need to unmute. Whereas Mr. Laplace provided excellent advice and support to the planning board throughout his tenure and during a time of extraordinary challenge and change, including the global COVID-19 pandemic, implementation of Princeton's housing plan, residential and mixed-use development projects, initiation of a comprehensive update to the community master plan, and review of myriad Princeton University projects of extraordinary scale and significance. And
whereas Mr. Laplace's diligence and determination contributed in key ways to an exceptionally important agreement between the university, concerned residents, and the municipality that resulted in the preservation of historic homes in the newly proposed Prospect Avenue Historic District.
And whereas, excuse me, thank you. Whereas Mr. Laplace's expertise in smart growth, urban design and transportation planning, civic and institutional master planning, historic preservation and redevelopment planning proved extraordinarily important to Princeton. And whereas Michael's deep appreciation for the wisdom and contributions of the community earned him the respect of residents throughout Princeton. And
you're on mute, David.
Well then,
Still mute, David.
Or mute.
Still muted in a second.
Okay.
There you go.
No, you're good.
He got choked up, right?
Whereas Michael is embarking on a new challenge, that of serving as Planning and Zoning Director for the City of Annapolis, Maryland. And whereas Mr. Laplace's good work, insight, and collegial style will be greatly missed by this board, as well as his colleagues and the community at large.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Planning Board of Princeton expresses its sincerest gratitude to Michael Laplace, to his excellent service and dedication to the people of Princeton, and extend all the best wishes for the future. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Mayor, Mark Frieda, and the Princeton Council this May 5th, May 2022.
Thank you.
Wow. I
Oh,
really
so moved.
And seconded.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Heartedly.
Wow. As you know, I'm usually not at a loss for words, but that was really beautiful. And coming from all of you, people that I respect so much and I'm going to miss, it just means the world to me. I've been cleaning out my office the last couple of days and working on last minute projects. It seems like everyone's been calling me to make sure their pet project's done before I left, but I get that. And I've been getting kind of sad because, you know, it's funny when you make a big decision like this, but then when you're right there and it's happening, it kind of hits you in the face. I'm not leaving because of anything wrong with Princeton. I just love Princeton. And I lived here earlier, as you all know, and I came back because I always thought it would be great to be planning director here. And I was absolutely right. It's been an amazing, amazing experience. I feel like we've all, when I say we, I mean this planning board, but my colleagues in the municipal government and the community members that I've been so lucky to work with, we've all accomplished so much. It's been an amazing 3+ years. And I can't wait to keep coming back and see the progress, you know, the seeds that we've planted, to see them grow. I'm really, I'm kind of choked up about all the beautiful words I just heard. So just coming from you all, thank you so much. It means more than you know.
Well, you'll be missed, that's for sure.
Real pleasure working with you, Michael.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on your next move.
Yep. Good luck, Michael.
Thank you so much.
Michael.
I tried to
Do we
get the planning board chorus together to sing Anchors Away, but
No music, that's fine.
Can
But I
you ship
appreciate the
some of
fact-
the crab back up to New Jersey?
Absolutely. You know, and Julie, you know what? I have a feeling there's going to be a little historic preservation in my new work. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It
yeah,
follow-
definitely.
It follows me everywhere I go.
Mhm.
Thank you all.
You are welcome, thank you.
Michael, all the best.
Thanks, Zenon.
So there are minutes on the agenda, but I believe those are being deferred to May 19th. That's correct, is it not, Carrie?
That is correct.
Okay. So I will open the hearing and then we'll hear from Mr. Mueller and Mr. Purcell. This is a hearing, West Windsor Real Estate, continued from February 17th. Preliminary and final major site plan and final subdivision, 176, 182, and 188 Byard Lane, block 6802, lots 44, 45, and 46. This is file number P 2121-027P/SPF. Mr. Purcell?
The applicant, the applicant actually reached out to us because they have not quite been able to meet the requirements of our stormwater management ordinance and NJDEP's requirements, and have requested that the hearing be postponed until they can resolve all of our concerns over stormwater management. That's really it.
Okay, and Mr. Mueller, do we, why don't you say what you need to say relative to carrying this forward?
Just that that this will be carried to July 7, and that there will be no further noticing.
Okay, so no further technical notice in the small print of the newspapers.
Or to the
and-
neighbors.
Right, no further formal letters to the neighbor.
Right.
Right, okay, but the date certain is July 7th?
Correct, right? July 7th, Carrie?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, is there a, do we need to, we don't need to move and do a motion and anything, right? We're just
Right, not with respect to that.
to stammer like that. Okay, so there is no other business on the agenda. Michael, you've got very good karma.
May you all have
This
small
is
agendas.
Last last
lasting list
evening
here.
of your tenure here, and I'm sure that it's a welcome, you know, at least to some of us, that it's an early evening following our very late night earlier this week.
Yeah.
Mr. Cohen, I saw you raise your hand.
Yes, Madam Chair, I humbly move to adjourn.
I would second the councilman's motion.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all
Aye.
very much.
Good night, everyone.
Again,
Good night,
thank you,
Michael.
Michael.
Good night,
Thank you.
Anchors
Bye, Michael.
away.
Michael.
Bye, everyone. Thanks again.
Bye, Michael.
Thank you,
Bye,
Michael.
Michael.
I'll be
Don't
back.
be a
Michael.
stranger.
Yeah.
Don't be a
Yeah.
stranger.
Yeah, don't be a stranger.
Please.
True.
Come to a historic Pres meeting.
Yeah.
And share your wisdom with us.
Well, I'm a
Or
big
we'll
fan of the
Zoom.
chair, so.
We'll Zoom bomb yours.
It's a deal.
Yeah. That's a thought.
We're requesting that you keep coming back for the Landwind continuations. We'll see you
Sorry.
forever.
Gary, can we
Yeah.
turn the recording off?
That'll